Welcome back to an in-depth playthrough of Pathways into Darkness. Today we'll be playing They May Be Slow, which is at a height of 6.8 meters. As you can see, this level can spawn some headless and some zombies. So from lock and load, we saved it right here at the top right save room. So we're going to be coming up to this ladder and entering They May Be Slow. There's a couple ways to exit and there's a couple secret teleporters. But anyways, when we first start, we're going to come around. We're gonna have a lot of guys on us kind of in this corridor, and we're gonna have to fight them all off. After that, I'll kind of come and show you these secret rooms. These are fake walls, and we'll talk about that in the game a little bit. And there's a couple portals. This left one is up to But They May Be Hungry, or the blue one, But They're Hungry, I mean. And that's just the next floor up. So once we go up these ladders at the end, that'll be taking us to the same floor. And this pink one takes us to Evil Undead Phantasms Must Die, and that's 2 floors up. In this portal, I got this kind of like arrow telling you that it is a one-way portal. So if you take it back, it won't come back to this point. So this portal just takes you up close to where this ladder goes, so it really doesn't save any time because you need this blue crystal, which we'll talk about later. So you basically have to go through, get the blue crystal, then come back, you know what I mean? And it's just faster just to, when you're here, to come up. It could be used on the way down though, so on the way down it might save you a little bit of time of having to run through this level. But anyways, and this other one that goes the one way, you still like don't have the blue crystal and you're 2 floors up. You could technically skip the next floor up. There is a dead German we'll talk to, but we're gonna go this way and then and not take these portals. I'm just gonna show them off to you. All right, so we got that out of the way. We're gonna come around and talk to this German Hans, and then we'll come around and you kind of have to loop all the way around. Hans's stash of ammo is right here, and we'll talk more about that. And then you come around here, then we're gonna come up, grab the silver bowl, talk to this anonymous German, grab his silver medal. Grab this blue crystal, then come around and end on the save room right here. So that's the mission layout. Okay, here we are back in the game. So like I said, we're at the top right of lock and load, and so let's go on up. Yeah, I forgot this guy's right here. Okay, so when we peek around, there's gonna be a bunch of guys coming, so we kind of have to be careful. They coming yet? There's one. I'm gonna keep letting them come this way. Yeah, there's tons of them. We probably are gonna end up using our... Let's just use our gun. There's still more. We're not done yet. So there's another zombie right there. Anybody else? Okay, there's more. But we might be good for a little bit. Kind of seeing if I look down here if anyone comes. There's a zombie there. We'll kind of let him come here because we're kind of just trying to clear a space for us to breathe. You know, me just walking down here might have brought some more guys out, but it doesn't look like it. So let's go this way. Could be a bunch of more enemies here. Yep. And there's another one. Go ahead, shoot me again. Ugh. He's stuck on the wall behind me. Okay. We're just gonna check these kind of 3 rooms. There's no ammo or anything in these, I don't believe. Yeah, so these are just empty rooms. Okay, this is the secret. Okay, so this is the secret wall. The manual says that these columns serve no purpose other than supporting the ceiling, except for that's not really completely correct, because if you look on the map, and this was the same in the original game, is there's no column on the map right here. So that kind of like indicates that there's a secret right here. Now in the Aleph one, you can like see through the wall and you can see the secret behind this. That wasn't the case in the original game. In the original game, all that was the hint was that this column didn't appear on the map. And I don't know if that was on purpose or not. It probably was, but the manual says that walls, this one is pretty obvious. You can't walk through them, at least most of them. So the manual kind of gave you a hit. So we're gonna walk through this wall. We're gonna come through here. And there's actually another portal wall right here. So here's kind of a teleporter. The manual says that teleporters appear as translucent, infinitely thin planes rising from the floor. Now this teleporter only goes one way, so we're not going to take it. So in the Mac OS X version, the portals were more translucent in the original game, but they kind of fixed that in a more recent patch, so it should be much closer to the original game now, in color and everything. So here's this portal right here. So we're gonna go through it because we can come back. Here we are. It took us to But They're Hungry, which is the next floor up, like I was telling you about. But we're not gonna go up there. Now I'm gonna show you, there is a little glitch where if you look at this northwestern column, you can look into the endless void. So I'll show you that real quick from the original game. It doesn't work in this version. Okay, so here we are at that portal. So in order to get that northwest column, we have to go into the portal. So if you see in here, I'm looking at the northwest column right now, and if I walk right into it, I can see the endless void at, you know, just a certain spot. You know, when I'm like right into it. It has something to do with the portal, because it doesn't work like on this other column. It has something to do with the northwest column and the portal. So if I go back through this portal, let's see, okay. Back on They May Be Slow, and I look at the map again, and I go looking at the northwest column again, it's the same thing. It doesn't work on any of the other columns. And the only time I've ever seen this work is at the portal, so that's the glitch I'm talking about. Alright, let's go. Continue on. So next we're gonna go to that our Hans, have a chat with Hans. It's kind of interesting walking through this column. Anyways, guess that's some weird alien, you know, what happens when you are in a dream world. That's kind of like what Final Fantasy X is, basically, when I'm thinking about it. I really like that game. I know some people don't like it, but I like it. Okay, I'm gonna check if any more headless from these rooms over here after me. That one's empty. I think there's a headless in here. No. Yeah, I'm remembering wrong. Okay, let's go grab this German stuff, and then we'll have a chat with him. So he just has some magazine pistol, and then he has Nazi propaganda. This small pamphlet written entirely in German. The words Hitler and Deutschland appear frequently. The official hint book just says this item is really useless. So both demos had an item called Bungie propaganda that could be picked up at the end of the demo. This item was basically just advertisement trying to convince players to buy the full release version of the game. So that's kind of interesting. Anyways, now let's have a chat with this German, Hans. We just couldn't kill them. Our bullets went right through them. These phantasms, watch out, they're everywhere. So he's hinting at some enemies that we're gonna see pretty soon. Okay, let's have a chat with him again because he has a second intro. You are back. Leave. Get out before they come back. Alright, so we can actually ask him about leave. Which is interesting. Yes, leave. So it really expands on that leave there. Alright, let's ask him his name. My name is Hans. I remember being called Hans. So Gunther on Lock and Load had told us Hans couldn't shoot straight, suggesting that Hans is a fresh recruit. He also told us Hans had a bunch of ammo that he had stashed away somewhere. We will end up asking him about that. You can actually ask him bullet. I jumped down the ladder from the level above and ran all the way here. Somewhere on the way, I hid most of my spare clips in a room full of bones, stuffed in a skull. Search there if you need them. We're definitely gonna find this ammo and use it to our advantage. Alright, let's ask him about these phantasms that he's seen. Mueller called them shades. There's this horrible, chilling moment when they scream and your vision flickers and you wonder if you're going to die. We never found a way to kill them. Alright, what's up with this scream? Their screams are awful. Don't make me think about it. You can also ask him shades. He called them shades because you can see through them, like they're just shadows. They have two glowing red eyes. Run as fast as you can if you see one. So they were pretty scared of these phantasms or shades or whatever you call them, which is understandable. We can ask about Mueller. Mueller, damn him. This is all his fault. I'm sure he's dead somewhere. So in the demo A1 version, it ends a little bit different. It just tacks on, if you see him, crack his skull for me. So I kind of wish that they left it in. That would have been, it's a little bit more interesting. Aggressive, I guess. Let's talk some about his mission. Mueller never told us why we were here. I died for nothing, I'm sure. We can ask him about his death. One of those shadowy things enveloped and killed me. Nothing seemed to hurt it. Bullets, knives, grenades. I ran as fast as I could, wounded, but I finally died here. So, in the demo A1 version, at the beginning it tacks on, how do you think? And then also at the end, instead of the I ran as far as I could, wounded, but I finally died here, it says, I even died trying to punch or kick the thing. So that's kind of funny. He just doing whatever he could to try to kill it and he couldn't figure it out. He talks about grenades. Let's ask him about these grenades. The grenades worked great on the headless creatures, but we only had about 30 of them and we used them too fast. I wonder if some of this rubble lying on the ground is, you know, from these Germans, you know, using the grenades. Unfortunately, we won't get any of those grenades, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask him about the headless. Our machetes worked great on the headless creatures, and we saved bullets by killing them that way, but blades didn't hurt the specters. So that's interesting. So we won't be able to use our knives on the specters. That's kind of a hint he's giving us. Also, you know, he kind of gives you that general strategy. You should be saving your bullets by killing the headless with melee. But we can also ask him about some of the other Germans. We can ask him about Barons, Joachim or Claude. They will all give you the same dialogue. He says, I didn't know him very well. Sorry, I was a new recruit. So here he goes, he admits he was a new recruit. But the interesting thing is there's a book titled The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann, and three of the main characters in the novel are Hans, Joachim, and Barons. And all three of these names appear within this game, with this guy being Hans. Yeah, Gunther was actually the first person that mentioned these three names. And so we have to wonder whether Jason Jones had gotten these names from this book, The Magic Mountain. Perhaps he read it and knew about it. Anyway, so he talks about being a recruit, so let's ask him about that. Of all the first missions I could have been sent on, I had to come to this place. Yeah, so he, like the rest of the Germans, he seems to not like Mueller, and not be too happy to be here, and he also doesn't seem to understand why he's here. So that seems to be the common trend. So he has a couple random dialogues, you know, you don't make any sense, please leave. I don't understand, please leave, please. He doesn't really like talking to us that much. Strangely, he responds to some of the Germans, but he doesn't respond to Gunther or Claude, who we'll meet later on, so there's that. Alright, so now we're ready to move on. So now we just got to go around the whole map kind of in a loop and fight a bunch of enemies until we get to the top. So lots of fighting now. And we'll pick up his stash of ammo on the way. Again, they're kind of like, at the beginning of this mission, they're kind of circling you, you know, trying to get you surrounded. Jason was kind of like trying to set you up in a trap at the beginning of this mission to kill you. Yes, he hit him. It didn't reduce the number of knives I had to hit him for, though. Well, I'm doing really well so far in killing these guys this mission. I thought that was gonna miss. I really did. It's a little bit easier, I guess, when I can use my bullets than my gun. I mean, when I can use my gun. So here's just the big stack of bones we talked about right here on the map. So you go up to this bones and nothing happens. You have to actually search for them and pick them up. So if you weren't looking for it, you know what I mean, if you just went over it, you wouldn't notice it. You'd have to actually know to search there. So that's kind of how they hit it. But yeah, now we have 41 magazines, so that's pretty dang good. I just shot him because I didn't know how I was going to dodge his attack, and I was just like, eh. I know I have enough. I know I'm going to have plenty of ammo because I'm pretty conservative. Like, I'm going to have pistol ammo left over the way I'm playing. Like, it's not going to be an issue. I'll wait for him to throw his bone, and then I'll go stab him. Okay, so we're getting towards the top of the map. The top, it's more like the middle. It's kind of going back to the middle, and then we're gonna get to the kind of a split in the path. Okay, here we are. So left is to one save room and ladder, right is to another, and then there's this path right here that goes to the blue crystal and the German, so we're gonna go this way. Well, I guess I should just shot him again. Okay, we're gonna go in there in a bit. First we're gonna go this way and grab this silver bowl, which you can see on the ground right there. We're just gonna shoot these guys. I must have missed one of those shots there. I think there's a ammo in here. Is it in this rock? Yep. Okay, here's a silver bowl right here. Let's grab it. Silver bowl. So it gave us a point. There's nothing particularly interesting about this silver bowl. The hint book draft says pretty, and silver. So we're gonna go ahead and take this, and we're gonna move it into our canvas bag. You know, we're gonna keep our inventory somewhat clean, because otherwise this is gonna be a clustered mess very quickly. All right, so here's the anonymous German. He's missing his legs, so we're gonna have a chat with him. But first, we're gonna grab his stuff. Here's a silver medal. This silver military medal is obviously of German origin. The hint book draft says pretty. Well, actually, Nazi paraphernalia really isn't pretty. Forget I said it. This silver medal actually appears in the first German you see in Demo A1. Now, why does this soldier have this military decoration? He is the only one that has it. Is there something special about him? Let's have a chat with him and find out. So, this medal is actually worth a very small amount of cash, which I guess I didn't show you our cash, but it went up a little bit. Anyways, how many points do we have? We have 5 points, so we're 3 points away from more health. 3 more points. We'll get a little bit of points when we get this blue crystal. Okay, let's have a chat with him. Who are you? What's happening? All right, And then he has another intro actually, so let's ask him about that. Get the second intro. Why are you back? Go away. Don't disturb me. Alright, man. Like, it seems like everyone wants us to leave us to know. Oh, I forgot to mention that first one, instead of saying, who are you, what's happening, in the demo OA one, it just says what's happening. Well, actually, it's not who are you, it's what are you. So he seems to be even confused about, like, what we are. So let's ask him his name. I don't remember my name. I don't remember my family. All I remember is this dusty room and those people who have passed through it since I died. So somebody passed through this room. But let's ask him about his family first. I don't remember them. I told you, I don't remember them. He doesn't seem too happy about that. One thing I forgot to mention is when we ask him about his name, the original demo said damned room instead of dusty room, so they kind of cleaned that up and just replaced it with another adjective. Alright, let's ask him about his room. This room. A group of people passed through here years ago, and one of their group walked through the opposite wall of this room. I don't know how he did it. Okay, so there's a secret wall in here. Now this secret wall actually isn't shown with a column. So I'm actually looking right at it right now. I'll show it to you after we're done talking to him, but the original demo kind of started off a little bit different. Instead, this dialogue said, several people, a group of them spoke Spanish, and one of their group walked through the opposite wall of this room. I don't know how he did it. So it basically tells us that they're a Spanish group, which still is true in this game, and we'll find that out later. Alright, so we can ask him about the group. They were speaking Spanish. I couldn't tell them where they were from specifically. So it still tells you that they speak Spanish now, so... Alright, so ask him about the wall. I pointed it to you if I could, but I'm sort of dead. Sorry. It's opposite the entrance you came in if you want to try. I kind of like this, the joke is that he's dead. He can't point it out, so... Anyways, let's ask him about his death. How did he die? Isn't it obvious, or didn't you notice that both my legs are missing? I can still see that headless thing chewing and clawing at me. That's a little disturbing. Let's ask him about Headless and see how angry he is at us. I hate them. I hate them. Don't talk about them. Go away. Please go away. Yeah, because he can't really leave. He kind of needs us to leave. So we'll ask him about zombies. We all hated those zombies. The only way to stop them from attacking was to shoot them until they dissolved. Yeah, that's pretty much our experience with them too. Let's ask him about Mueller. Everyone knows about Mueller. Mueller was the leader of our expedition. How did you know him? Never mind. I don't care. Because of all the other people. So, in the original demo, it ends with, Mueller was the leader of our expedition. How did you know that? And that's the whole part of it, so they kind of expanded on it a little bit. I'm not sure why. We can ask him about Hans. Hans ran through here alone a few hours after I died. He ran right into two of those zombies and fled in the direction he came. He looked badly hurt. Yeah, because he was attacked by those phantasms that we'll meet later on. We'll actually meet him on the next level, I believe. So we can ask him about Barons, Joachim, or Claude. All of them he'll say, I didn't know him very well. So, not much about that. And then he has some random stuff. He'll respond to, he says, what? You're confusing me, I don't remember. And then there's one more. He will say it. What are you saying? I can't understand you. So those are his random dialogues. He also has one unused dialogue that you actually can't activate. He says, I have no idea. A lot of us thought we were coming to North America to train Mexican troops for the invasion of Texas and California, but they were wrong, obviously. And this unused dialogue could be a reference to a historical event. In World War I, the US had intercepted and decoded a message from Germany proposing a military alliance with Mexico and Japan against the US. This telegram ended up being one of the turning points in the American attitudes towards joining World War I. So that's kind of a interesting historical thing, but it's not in the game, or didn't end up in the final game, other than in the scripting in the files. So, all right, now we're done talking to him. We're gonna show you the secret wall, which is right here, and then we're gonna grab this blue crystal, which looks nice, doesn't it? This is an ice crystal, basically. Look it up. Blue crystal taken. Now we have 7 points. Now we just need 1 more point to get some more health. Let's rest real quick right here. This seems like a nice place to rest, right? And then we'll talk about this blue crystal. All right, so this blue crystal. The blue crystal is very cold and almost transparent. So as I said, it's kind of like an ice crystal. You can activate it. You can see it charges up faster than the yellow crystal. The official hint book says this about the blue crystal. It says, if you discharge the crystal while a monster is visible, it freezes the monster temporarily. This one does the least damage of all the crystals, but it will give the most uses before it shatters. Found on They May Be Slow. So the blue crystal does 20 to 34 damage and targets the closest monster in, I don't know if it's the half or middle third of the screen or what. It's probably a little bit less on this one since we're playing widescreen, which the original game was not widescreen. But the blue crystal recharge time is initially 60 and up to and it goes up by 2 up to a max of 180 for 60 uses. 60, I don't remember if it was divided by 60 or 50 or whatever to get the number of seconds. I think it's 60, but so at the beginning it takes about 1 second to charge, and after that up to a maximum of 3 seconds and then it'll shatter at that point. There's quite a few monsters that we'll meet that are immune to the blue crystal, and we'll talk about them when we get there. And they're in the shape files for the game. There's a hybrid yellow and blue crystal that exists, and it doesn't appear in the game, but you can kind of speculate about maybe what this crystal may have done. Alright, so now we did that. Let's just go to the top right of this map and end this mission. So we'll go here, go to the left. I'm gonna fight a few guys here. Okay, I saw some ammo in here. There's some ammo in some of these rooms, but I'm not sure which ones. Hello there. Sometimes that screws me up because I not paying enough attention to my ammo to know that I'm gonna reload. I'm just gonna shoot him, and I'll stab this guy. I'll shoot you and stab you after you throw your little bone. Alright, save. And then in the next mission, we'll be going up this ladder over here. So that's it for this one. See you guys next time.